Hey gem lovers, welcome into my channel. Thanks for being here this week. Let's talk about Moonstone. Moonstone is one of my personal favorite gemstones. I think it is an absolutely captivating and stunning gem. We're going to talk about all the metaphysical properties, some of the history, the legend, and the lore, so let's jump into it. Moonstone is actually known as a gemstone of new beginnings. It's also known as a gemstone of inner growth and inner strength. It is a mineral from the orthoclase feldspar family, and if you can kind of see my ring, I'll get it a little bit closer for you to see. There's almost like this blue shimmering sheen coming off it. It possesses this captivating phenomenon. It's known as an agilorescence. And earlier in some of my videos, we actually talked about labradorite. They're kind of close little relatives. So that's my kids yelling at me because I'm outside and they're not, and it happens. But anyways, this is a captivating property that truly sets Moonstone apart from other gemstones out there. You can see that little blue shimmering sheen on it. Some of them even have rainbows. There's different types of Moonstone. But basically it has this extraordinary glow that comes right off the top of the gemstone. It dances, the light enters in and it just dances back out, and it almost looks like if you've ever seen the full moon on a flat, calm body of water. When it's truly full and just beaming, that beaming light coming back at you, that's what truly good Moonstone looks like. And basically what happens is there's all these thin little layers of feldspar in there. And I've got a crystal as well, and you can kind of see maybe a little bit of that little beaming and a little bit of those blue hues in that. But this is something you can get in crystals, you can get it in jewelry. It's a captivating gem. And let me see if this one does it a little bit better with that kind of blue shimmering sheen. Can you see that little shimmer coming off there? Some of those blue colors radiating, especially right in this area. Basically, that's all mineral inclusions. And when we think of an inclusion, we almost think of a bad thing when it comes to gemstone. But some gemstones, inclusions make them phenomenal, and that's what happens with Moonstone. When the light hits it, all those different layers of the feldspar mineral comes back with this glowing essence. And essentially, the imperfections within this gem allow it to be phenomenal. I love that. I think there's a lot more of a deeper meaning there when you think about the fact that what would be considered an imperfection, when the light shines on it, it gives that Moonstone a phenomenon. There's something truly beautiful about that. There's something to be said kind of in life with that. We're all made up. We're only human, but we're all made up of our own little quirks and our own little personalities. And there's something beautiful and perfect and phenomenal about that as well. So, the finest of Moonstone comes from different areas like Sri Lanka and India. It also occurs in Australia, Armenia, Tanzania, Mexico, the US, Canada, Brazil, you name it. Moonstone has been found a lot of different places. The majority of rainbow Moonstone comes from Madagascar as well as India. And being one of the most popular and coveted, it's always one I like to kind of mention a little bit more about. Now, Moonstone is another one of those gemstones that has been truly cherished since ancient times. And I know we go over this with a lot of gemstones, but think about it. Gemstones are captivating, and against all odds, they survive intense heat and pressure and form these unreal, just mesmerizing beauties. Now, the Romans believed that Moonstone was formed from frozen moonbeams coming down to Earth, and they believed that this gem exhibited the powerful presence of their moon goddess Diana. They also believed this to be a gem that, when bestowed as a gift, would bring luck, good fortune, wisdom, as well as love to the wearer. In ancient Greek times, they merged the names of the love goddess Aphrodite as well as the moon goddess Selene to make the name that they gave Moonstone, which was Aphroselene. So they called and referred to Moonstone throughout history as Aphroselene. Moonstone during early traditions in ancient times over in India was said to have been embedded in the forehead of the four-armed god of their moon god, essentially Ganesh. So it was said to be embedded right in his forehead, kind of representing the crown chakra. It was written into Hindu mythology that Moonstone was actually, again, formed from solidified moonbeams. So again, that history ties back to the ancient Roman times as well. In some Arab countries, it is known that women would sew moonstone into their undergarments. I'm having quite the day. Sew moonstone into their undergarments, and it would help encourage fertility. Some civilizations believed that even not only for personal fertility or to aid with pregnancy, that moonstone, if you were to bury it in your garden on a full moon night, it would help bring you an abundance of crops so that you would have a bountiful and plentiful harvest. So it brings that abundance. And in ancient times, dating back to ancient Romans, it means abundance in good fortune, in fertility, as well as even fertility for your land. So there's a lot of different and significant meanings to that. For centuries, it's said to be a gemstone of good luck and good fortune. Some believed that you could even see the future if you were to place a piece of moonstone in your mouth on a full moon night. It would bestow you with the gift of seeing your future. So there's a lot of legend and lore that surrounds moonstone. Even great designers throughout the Art Nouveau era, such as René Lalique, actually used moonstone in one-of-a-kind pieces of works of art, custom pieces that they designed during that time. Florida actually adapted the gem as their state gem back in 1970 to commemorate and celebrate Apollo 11. So that's another kind of cool sidebar on this particular gemstone. Now, as we dive into a lot of the metaphysical properties and the legend and lore, the spiritual healing behind this gemstone, I want to remind you that this is not medical advice. You should always get your medical advice from a medical professional. But I do like sharing a different side of gemstones with each and every one of you out there. So again, please always make sure you're seeking your medical advice from a medical professional. But if you want to know more about the metaphysical properties, that's where we're going to get into those right now of moonstone. It was once known as the traveler's stone, and it's said to protect those that travel at night, especially any seafarers. It is also known as the gemstone of inward journeys. So it's not just about traveling, it's not just about traveling at night or out at sea, it's also about taking a journey inward to help you dive deep into your soul and retrieve anything that might be missing. So if you feel like a part of you is missing or left behind, it feels like something is forgotten, moonstone is a gemstone that helps you with that inner growth and that inner strength, and it'll take you on a journey inward to find that part of your soul that you're craving to be brought back to you. It's a gemstone that people often put in their cars or on their boats because, again, it is that traveler's gem. Moonstone for centuries has been considered a healing gem. It's connected to a lot of the water signs out there. You have to remember Cancer in general, which is June's birthstone, and other June babies are ruled by the moon. So it is June's birthstone. It's also known as the 13th anniversary stone, and this actually dates back to ancient Asia, where it was believed that giving someone moonstone on an occasion of 13, including the 13th anniversary, would protect them from the evils of that number. You know, 13 has that unlucky superstition about it. It was said that moonstone would protect you from that. So that actually dates back all the way to ancient times as well. Moonstone is known for its calming and soothing properties. It can help balance your energy. So if you often find yourself overwhelmed or anxious, it helps to heal any hurt pain and helps you master your energy so that you can be your best self. It can especially help in diffusing aggression and anger as well. Moonstone has been known as a stone of new beginnings that will bring light to new cycles, and that can be seen in a few different ways. If you are off your menstrual cycle, it will bring you back to a proper cycle, but also in life cycles. So it aligns our cycles, which basically means it reminds you that every part of life is a cycle of change. And it helps you to see the cycle that you're in, to appreciate it, to let go of anything that's holding you back and move forward. So it helps you appreciate and become aligned with your cycles of life and your cycles of change. Moonstone, of course, is very closely tied to feminine energy. You can see that throughout the history of using it as a fertility stone or named after the different goddesses of the moon. It is very closely intertwined with feminine energy. So it's an excellent stone for any of you that are looking to get in touch with your inner goddess. It is a stone that's also said to, again, bestow gifts of intuition and insight. So to help you look inward and really trust your intuition. It is considered to be the stone of fertility and believed to help raise the chances of one getting pregnant. It's also a great stone for balancing male and female energies. It can help someone get in touch with their more feminine side. It is said to be a gemstone that's going to bring harmony to your mind, body, and soul. So it's going to kind of aid you in getting every aspect of you on the same level. And it is a soothing gemstone for bedtime. A lot of people will put Moonstone on their nightstand because it's said to ward off the evils of nightmares. It's said to help assist with bringing more vivid and happier dreams, as well as even possibly assist you with any insomnia you might have or aid with sleepwalking as well. It's a very well-known gemstone in as far as diffusing anger. It brings centering. Just looking at it, it has this magical glow. So it brings that centering and an emotional balance to you. It really captivates you. It enhances and stimulates positive dreams. It helps you become more in touch with your hopeful side, bringing more happiness into your life and encouraging you to let go of anything that's no longer serving you. The different types of moonstone will each all have their own personal meanings about them, but rainbow moonstone in particular is said to deflect out negativity. It's said to ease your emotional traumas and help anyone that might be suffering with PTSD. So that's a great gemstone just for you to have in your crystal arsenal or in your jewelry arsenal. And I try each and every week to bring you a different gem to kind of talk about a little bit about the history, the legend and lore, and of course the metaphysical properties. I want to say thank you for being here this week. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I would love it for you to not only like this video, but to subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate that. And pass the video on to your friends. Feel free to share it. Also, if you have a gemstone that you love or would like to know more on, I encourage you to leave me a comment down in the comment section and let me know, and I will try and cover that gemstone in the upcoming weeks. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful and beautiful week. I'll see you again next week.